Mother!
Jonas!
I'm Parker Barnes, here with the Action News, and I'm here with two captains of the girls cross country team. What are your names?
Fiona Dunphy.
Olivia D'Ambrosio.
Alright, so my first question is just how's the season going?
The season's been going really good. It's really fun. Our record right now is 4-1, and we've had some hard competitors, but we've been doing pretty good. We lost against Pentucket, but we won the rest. And then we've had some invitationals that we've done really good at.
Yeah, we're currently second in the Cal, which is one of the hardest leagues, and we're looking forward to the Cal Championship and divisionals, and then all states.
So, what's your favorite part about cross country?
I love my teammates a lot. It's just a really good group. We're all very close, and our coach is super amazing too.
Yeah, I'd have to say the team as well. We have a really good group of girls, and we're all very close.
So, what's your favorite pre-race snack?
I love a bagel from Ames in the morning, and then some Advil before my race. Yeah, I like granola bars.
Who's stepping up this year?
Well, El Bulky.
Elle Bulky, Elizabeth Downs,
yeah,
Annabelle Murray.
We have a lot of people stepping up. Haley LaRosa, Maya LaRosa, that whole family.
And then everyone on the team's been doing really good, exceeding standards.
Alright, so here's a question I know. What's your favorite candy bar?
Like a bar. A Kit Kat. I don't know.
I'd have to say Twix, but only the right Twix.
Who do you think would win a drag race between you two? Theoretically, who do you think would win?
I think I would win.
Yeah, probably Olivia.
Okay.
She gets rowdy on the race.
Yeah, what's your question?
What do you think your mile time is?
Do you think one of us could beat you in a race?
Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for your time today.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
A number of people approached me through the spring, and they said, look, we don't think either of the candidates that are in there currently have the background or the knowledge or the experience to be mayor. Because I'm not much interested in just looking at problems, I'm interested in solving them.
Huge love for Newburyport. I really truly bleed crimson and gold. I started out as a teacher. I was working down the Knock Middle School in special ed. I worked for Triton, and then I came back and worked at the Brez for a few years. My public service experience is pretty extensive as well.
First question is regarding Newburyport Youth Services. Recently there was a community poll taken for the best location of NYS.
So the Brown School is it served its purpose, but it can't be used anymore. So we've got to find out what's next. Whatever we decide to choose for a site for NYS, it has to be a public process. That has to be, really thought of, thoughtfully when we're thinking about where do we put youth services. Are we letting it be an opportunity for kids that really need it?
I think one of the distinctive factors of Newburyport is that we do have youth services. In my priorities, at first, I had a priority, when you make a decision as to whether to build a building, and that's really the decision. The location, there's a location committee, the location would be a public process, I get that.
So again, when you're electing a mayor, you're electing a priority list. So again, I would just, think of that as we're going through some of these questions today.
So recent news reports have shown that small locally owned businesses are being squeezed with high rents by New England Development that owns much of the real estate downtown.
Putting in commercial rent control can seriously warp the market.
I'm also not in favor of rent control. Getting to the heart of it is the Waterfront West issue, because that is such a crucial piece of our waterfront. And what's our goals down there? We want a sensible development, and we want something that fits into the character. I think that's why I'm your best chance, because I wasn't involved in those failed negotiations a few years back. I am someone who's not connected with Mayor Holliday's administration. One of the first things I'd like to do, I want to hire an economic development, culture, and arts point person in City Hall to kind of spearhead working with our businesses here in town, especially first-time business owners that are really struggling to get started, particularly coming out of pandemic.
I want to set the record straight. There were no negotiations. We engaged in a design process, but Mr. Kopp pulled out of that process before we got into the stage. And I've shown a capacity over 8 years for a willingness to not let the perfect get in the way of the good.
So, would you be in favor of a large hotel being built in Newburyport? And if so, why? If not, why not? And if yes, where would be the best place for it?
I'd love to see some sort of small hotel, conference center.
New England Development wanted to do a boutique hotel, about 80 rooms. I think more important than the number of rooms, or that's important, is that have a conference facilities.
As mayor, what type of precautions will you continue to support with regards to COVID within the city?
I am in favor of mandatory vaccines for city employees, and the science right now indicates that vaccines are our best protection.
If wearing masks keeps us in school, then I'm in favor of that.
And I think the next month or so, as we go into much cooler weather, is going to tell that story. Thank you. Thank you.
How do you propose dealing with the consistent erosion on Plum Island?
To be clear, what's happening there is a man-made cause.
The Army Corps has not yet admitted that that's a problem. However, we think that is a problem, and the spur is one potential solution.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, and just talking to the residents out there, I mean, Plum Island just wants to know that their city has their back. They pay taxes like everybody else.
Sewage and pollution on the Merrimack is an ongoing issue. As mayor, how would you address it?
I was one of the people a couple of years ago who kayaked down the Merrimack River. I just joined the crew that did it in Haverhill and kayaked down, and the purpose of that was to draw attention to the fact that there was a problem. Now the fix is probably a 10-year fix that will cost about $1 billion.
Well, this is something that Mr. Tonto and I completely agree about, and I credit Mr. Tonto for kayaking down a river full of sewage. I'm sure that wasn't quite as pleasant as he thought it might be.
I'm gonna do something a little bit different here. I'm gonna talk about why I think I'm the better person to chair the school committee. My experience as a student, parent on a board, faculty member, and on the council give me the background, and I really would love, really, I think it would be fun to be chair of the school committee. Thank you very much.
I guess we're doing this, right? I think if you're trying to compare K-12 experience, I think I've got that one covered. I grew up here, went to school here, incredibly proud to be a Newport High grad, serving on the school committee for 4 years, working with all these projects around schools for years. So again, you'll never have a mayor more qualified in K-12 than myself. So again, thank you for having me. Get involved. Please go out and vote and tell your friends to vote. And again, reach out to us. We'd love to have you for these last 2 weeks of the campaign. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Parker Burns, here with the NHS Action News, and I'm here with Theo today, the Vice President of the Class of 2025, and I was just going to ask you a couple questions. So, like, what duties do you have, what are you in charge of? What's your role as being the Vice President?
So as Vice President, I'm kind of, like the stand-in for the President. That's like the main idea, like when the President is not there, I'm going to be acting as that person kind of in charge. And in normal kind of meetings when we're all together, I kind of try to co-facilitate things, and I try to sort of just like bring my voice as well as trying to listen to everyone else's voice so we can all get our ideas out.
So, what goals are you guys setting for your class?
So the main thing we kind of want to do is kind of like build a good presence for ourselves in high school, and one thing that we're focusing on right now is trying to get a good Color Day celebration in. We want to try to be a good, strong freshman class and have a good representation. And so that is kind of our main goal as we kind of go into November. And really, as class officers now, we just want to set a good footprint for our next 4 years here.
So, what activities or programs are you guys trying to plan for now or the future?
So we really want to try to do a lot of things that kind of involve as many people as possible and can kind of tie us together. And so we want to work on a lot of fundraisers so that we can kind of do more fun things together that may have some cost to them, and also just really kind of organizing fun activities and different programs that people can get themselves involved in.
So why do you think you were the best pick for vice president?
This is a little funny because I was the only pick, which is also
Well, we know.
That might be why some people might have voted for me. But I do feel like I have strong leadership skills that I can bring to my position, and also good listening skills that I can not only listen to my fellow class officers but also to my peers.
So what do you want specifically for you to do to make a change in this presidency? Like, what are you bringing to the table?
What I definitely want to do is contribute a lot of ideas for Color Day. That's a lot of us really want to try to win Color Day this year for the freshman class. And so I hope I can bring as many good ideas as possible.
Well, thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.